Hello, my second grade friends, and welcome to today's second part of our math lesson for today. Remember, we are doing chapter 7.6, which is amounts greater than $1. And the essential question that we're thinking about and asking ourselves is, how do you show money amounts greater than $1? So we're going to do some extra activities to kind of help us better understand when we know something is greater than $1 and how would we write that amount out. So the first example that's going to show us is actually just going to be kind of like a little bit of a warm-up. And I know we've been doing this a lot, and we've had some good practice with it, but it's a good warm-up to just kind of get us ready for amounts greater than $1. So it says Dominic has 1 quarter, 2 dimes, 3 nickels, and 1 penny in his coin bank. How much money is in Dominic's bank? And I kind of drew out our coins already for us, so that way it can go a little bit easier and a little bit quicker. So here's his 1 quarter, here's the 2 dimes, the 3 nickels, and then the 1 penny. And so remember, a good way to count for a total amount is to put all of the coins in order from the greatest value to the smallest value, and that's what I did here. So now we can use counting patterns to kind of help us count the total value. So we have 1 quarter, which is 25. Then we're going to go from 25 and we're going to count on by tens twice because we have the 2 dimes. So 25, 35, 45. And now we're going to count on by 5s from 45. So 45, 50, 55, 60, and then we add that 1 penny, which would be 61. So 61 cents is in Dominic's bank. Okay? All right, so that was just a good little warm-up. Now we're going to go into more about using a dollar and what happens if we have more than a dollar. So it says when you write amounts greater than $1, use a dollar sign and a decimal point. So remember, I kind of told you that the decimal point can kind of serve as the word and, right? So for example, here we have 4 quarters right here in this little box. So that 4 quarters, remember, equals $1. Remember, 25, 50, 75, $1, right? So that would be represented like this: $1, 1 decimal place, 0, 0. Make sure you put that dollar sign in front, even though we say it after the number. So that would represent $1, but then we also have some extra coins over here, which means we have more than $1. Right? So we have another quarter, which would be 25 cents, and then we have 2 pennies, so 26, 27. So our total value would be $1.27, which is how you see it right here. And this is the correct way to write it. We put the dollar first, and, or our decimal point, 27 cents. Okay, so the cents always go to the right side of the decimal place. The dollars always go to the left side of the decimal point. Okay, so remember too, we also learned that you can represent $1 using 4 quarters, or you can also have a dollar bill, which I'm sure many of you have seen before. Okay, so here in this example, we have $1, right? And then we have some other coins. So we have a quarter, 2 dimes, and a nickel. So we have $1, 25, 35, 45, 50. So we have $1.50, and it would be written like this: dollar sign, 1 for the $1, and decimal place for the and, 50 cents. Okay? So it says circle the money that makes $1, then write the total value of the money shown. So we're going to first make our dollar, and we're going to circle the coins we used to make that dollar. And then we're going to use the rest of the coins to figure out the total value of all the coins here. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm looking at some of the quarters, and I see 3 quarters. I see 1, 2, and 3 quarters. Okay, I also see 3 dimes, and I see a nickel. Okay. So let's start counting from the greatest value to the smallest value, and let's stop when we get to $1, because then we're going to circle the coins that we used to make $1. So we have 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, and I only need 5 more cents to make $1, so I'm actually going to use that nickel. I know there's another dime there, but I'm actually going to use the nickel. Okay, so I am going to now circle the quarters that I used, the 2 dimes that I used, and the nickel. Okay, so those equal $1. And the only other coin that I have left is another dime. So I now have $1.10. So my answer, the way I would write it out, would look like this. I put my dollar sign first. I put the 1 for the $1, the decimal point for the and then 10 cents because of that extra dime that we have. So that would be my answer, $1.10, and that is exactly how you write it, just like that. Okay? All right, so this problem, and it actually allows us to use the coins. So it says, Martin used 3 quarters and 7 dimes to pay for a kite. How much money did he use? Okay, so let's first set up our collection of coins here. So he has 3 quarters right here, and then he uses 7 dimes. So it might just take me a little second to get all 7 dimes here. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now that we have all the coins that Martin used, we can now count them. All right, so we have 25, 50, 75, 85, 95, 105, 115, 125, 135, 145. So we have 145 cents. But now remember, when we get to 100, that means $1, right? So again, I could say, so remember, the quarters, we have 75 cents, 85 cents, 95 cents, and then right here is when we go to 105 cents, which would also be $1.05. So $1.05, $1.15, $1.25, $1.35, $1.45. So 145 cents is the same thing as saying $1.45. So remember, I took the $1 and I put it onto the left side of the decimal point, and then the 45 cents goes on the right side of the decimal point. Okay, while this is correct, it is 145 cents, we usually never say 145 cents. We always say $1.45. Okay? But that is a good way to kind of help you know the total value. So if you're not comfortable with going from, like, let's say 95 cents to 105 cents, or 95 cents to $1.05. If you're not comfortable with that, you can still say 145 cents. Just make sure that you convert it to $1.45. Okay? Kind of tricky, but we'll get the hang of it. So Pam has fewer than 9 coins. The coins have a total value of $1.15. What coins could she have? So remember, we kind of did this problem before. So if we were to use 4 quarters, right, we would have $1. But then to get that extra 15 cents, we would have to use a dime and nickel. So it doesn't, I think this problem is a little bit different. It says that she has fewer than 9 coins, and the coins have a total value of $1.15. What coins could she have? So she can actually use any coins. So kind of similar to the problem that we had in the video. She's trying to get $1.15. So for this one, instead of using 3 quarters, because she can use any coin she wants, we can use all 4 quarters to make our dollar. Okay? So there she goes. She has 4 coins. She has 4 quarters. So she has $1. And then to get that 15 cents, she could do a dime, because that would be $1.10. And then when we add a nickel, that would be $1.15. Okay? So she has less than 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she has 6 coins, and they add up to be $1.15. So now it says, then write a list of her coins. So what she has is 4 quarters, I'll move this up just a little bit so that way you can see it. 4 quarters, 1 dime, and 1 nickel. Okay? And that's that. Okay, and so our last question. Jason put this money in his bank. What is the total value of this money? So we have a dollar bill, so we know he already has a dollar. We have a quarter, and we have a dime. So we have $1 and 25, 35. So the answer to this question would be that Jason has put in $1.35 in his bank. Okay? So hopefully this was a little bit more helpful to you, and hopefully it allows you to understand what happens when we have more than just a dollar. And we have a dollar and some other change or some other coins. So now what hopefully you can do is you can go on to Think Central and you can complete the assignment for 11.6. And good luck with that, and great work today. And if you have any other questions, feel free to make sure you ask either me or Mrs. Zillahy during our office hours, either today or tomorrow. Or you can also give us a quick little email. Have Mom and Dad email us and send us an email, and you can ask your questions there, okay? But great job today, everybody, and good luck on your Think Central assignment. Bye.